What is going on, everyone? It is another track day, dyno day, test and tune, whatever you want to call it, but we're back. And this time, my transmission is fixed because I kind of screwed it up last time. If you watched the last video, which you should go watch if you haven't seen it yet, I actually messed up the synchros and finally kind of finished off the transmission in the car. So now I got it rebuilt, and I have an excellent friend of mine, Alan. He did an amazing job, flipped it over, overhauled the whole thing in like a week. Broke it down. Track was 2 weeks ago, Thursday. They closed the track last week, so that's why there's no video on that. But they're redoing some stuff, so it should be good and ready today. But he was out there that night, and I talked to him, and after I explained everything, he was like, man, I can fix it for you. So Saturday, a few days later, I pulled it out, brought it straight over to him. He lives right up the road from me, and we broke it down that night, and he said, yep, you need this, this, this. We upgraded everything as best we could. This man's been doing it for years, so he killed it. Shout out to him on that, but it's good. It's back in the car. I didn't get a chance to film any of this stuff because I'm trying to get it done as fast as possible because I want to get back out there. Originally I wanted to go back to the dyno with the throttle body, the bigger throttle body and the 150 shot, bigger injectors, all that stuff, which we're going to go do in a little bit, but the transmission thing happened. So that obviously is priority over the fun stuff, but nevertheless, it's done, it's over with. It rides great. I've been driving it the past few days this week just to make sure everything is good. I also went ahead and said, screw it. I'm going to go ahead and put in a one-piece drive shaft. So we have a Hinson. It's good for about 800 horsepower, one-piece drive shaft in there. And if anyone needs a factory drive shaft, I actually have it over here. And it is perfectly good condition, but I went ahead and just upgraded while I was in there kind of deal. And just to make sure everything was solid. From the transmission back. So we are now in crunch time because I have a dyno appointment at 1:30. It's 11:45 now, so I have to do a couple things. I'm running around this morning getting some hardware for the throttle body to bolt up to the intake manifold. Got the right bolts, so I'm gonna test fit that onto the intake manifold, make sure everything fits, screws in perfect, no issues before we go out there. And then when I'm out there, I talked to my guy who tunes for me, and he said no problem to swap it over. Just come a little early. Obviously, the car's got to cool down. Swap over the parts, put in the bigger injectors and throttle body, roll it on the dyno, retune it, and then we're gonna put the 150 in there. I got a full bottle of nitrous and spray it and see what happens. So this video is gonna be pretty much the dyno video, and I have a separate video of the track that I'm going to tonight. And we're gonna spray the 150 and just figure out what happens. See how the transmission does, the drive shaft, just intake, the throttle body and the bigger injectors with everything. So today's super exciting, super crunch time. That's how racing is. You always do everything like last second. I have to get the tires. So I'm on street tires now, just for the dyno. I have to swap everything over, but the skinny's on. Bleed the clutch a little more just to make sure. That's because we had to take transmission out, so I'm gonna bleed it. I already bled it and been driving it, but I want to do a little extra just to make sure it's good. Top off fluids, and then beat the track at 6 o'clock tonight. Come back from Lexington, South Carolina, where the dyno's at, and just do all that. The garage is a freaking mess. I'm not gonna lie. I'll kind of show you. We have parts over here. Like literally, this is me at my worst, but you know me, I try to keep everything pretty clean, but got to put those back on. Drive shaft, if you want it, let me know. Great shape, even the bushings, carrier bearing, all that stuff, perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I just upgraded it while I was in there. So shoot me an offer on that if anyone needs one. Perfectly fine. The car, I went ahead and took out all the seats, stripped it down, took out the speaker in the back. Just a little 10-inch sub that I usually do just enjoy because I enjoy the music. But we took that out. What else? Seat. Oh, and I am going to have to take this with me. Obviously, the parts I need, but I'm going to mock it up here in a second. But this this is my old transmission parts, and so Alan, the guy that builds them, he says if you're gonna do it, do it right. So he replaced things that are just better to replace while you're in there, and it's kind of a preventive maintenance thing, but also we upgraded a lot of those, like for instance, the bronze pads we went to instead of their plastic ones from the factory, from those Trimix, the T56s. So synchro keys, all this cool stuff. I have a parts list and pictures I'm gonna put in here. He really did everything he could to make it handle what I'm putting to it and then some. You always want a little bit of space there, so rather it be overbuilt than underbuilt on that. And best example I could give you would be like if you use an O-ring, you don't reuse the same O-ring every time. So while you're in there, you replace the O-ring every time you open it up. So kind of easiest way to put it, but I'm gonna go ahead and test fit the throttle body, make sure the hardware I got fits, everything bolts up, and then unbolts and put everything back. And we're gonna go straight to the dyno. So let's do it. All right, so we got it mocked up. Everything looks perfect. Obviously it's not fully fastened down. I don't have the lines hooked up, but it's gonna clear. Comes out a little bit more right here, but obviously that's because we have a bigger throttle body. This actually does come down a little bit at an angle, the actual mouth of the intake manifold, so we should be good. I'm happy with it. We're clearing all the belts and pulleys, so we're good. Now I'm going to reverse this whole procedure, load up everything, throttle body, new jets from Nitrous Outlet for the actual nitrous outlet plate. And we have some 44-pound injectors. And these are the DWs, where I have the whole charting and everything too for my dyno. So we should be good. Last thing I'm gonna put is just a couple tools and stuff to make everything easier once I get there. Load them up in the back, and then we are off to the dyno. So pause the video and put down below what you think I'm gonna do on the dyno. So as it sits right now, we're at 450 and 400 NA. So what do you think it's gonna do NA and with the 150 shot? So we might do 200. We're gonna look at the dyno and see, and he'll let me know. But definitely 150s are gonna stay in there from here on out. It should take that all day long. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you haven't hit that bell button, hit it now. That way you can keep up to date with all the videos that are gonna be coming out. We have tons of stuff set up. There's plenty of grudge races and new content coming out soon. We got some other builds we're gonna be planning on. So this season's full of stuff, events, everything. So let me know what you guys think, and let's go to the dyno. All right, we made it to the dyno. Tons of really cool cars here. Dyno is right there. So we're letting the car cool down, and then we're gonna start taking a couple things off. The tuner is doing another job right now, and then we'll get to this one. So I'm gonna try to get cracking on this, not burn myself, and we will be on the dyno here in a little bit. All right, let's get to it. All right, we're all buttoned up. Gonna prime the fuel pump a couple times because we lost all the pressure changing the injectors out. Got the throttle body on, everything's bolted down. Injectors are plugged back up, throttle body wires plugged up. So last but not least, hook this up, tighten that down. Gonna prime the fuel, check for leaks. Everything's good. We'll turn it on and hop on the dyno. Let's get it. Spicy. You said a 468 on what was torque?
399.
Nitrous time. All right, 150 shot. About to see what she does. This degrees the timing pole. This to be on the safe side. So apparently the nitrous didn't come on like I thought it did. So we just fixed it, played with the WinMax, and gonna try it again. See if we get the 150 to go through this time. Definitely it. I think that was it. That worked. It spun the dyno? 576.
Yeah, it was definitely spinning. It was actually a little bit lean.
Was it?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, you need to put a little more jet in it, a little more fuel jet, which is kind of strange. But you got mixed match solenoids and stuff.
Well, yeah, it's a Cold Fusion kit with nitrous outlets plate, so.
Yeah, that might throw it off a little bit.
Yeah.
The fuel solenoid might be smaller than the nitrous outlet solenoid.
Could be.
I mean, it wasn't like gonna explode or nothing, but it was leaner than I wanted to see.
So what we do? Torque 496.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little screwed up.
Yeah, that's gonna be all.
You're on.
So I need a fuel pump. Apparently the one I have is not big enough. So I'm gonna go to Walbro 450, but we put the 100 jets in here, and we're gonna spray the 100 jet and make sure it's safe to run for the track tonight. Well, let's see what that does. Hopefully it does not spin the dyno again, so we can actually get a solid number. That's a backfire. It still spin it? It spin the dyno? I figured it would.
It's still the touch lean with that shot. It's crazy.
Still touch lean. Well, the dyno's over. I'm back home. As you can see, the dyno was good until I found out I need a bigger fuel pump. So he actually, the dyno guy, Travis, had a Warborough 450 in stock. So I went ahead and got that so I could put it in. And then he said I shouldn't have to re-dyno it or anything. The main reason why I was at the dyno was to get the adjusted tune for the bigger throttle body and the injectors so I can daily it. But for the actual nitrous itself, it was just running too lean. AFRs were in like the 13s. He said he wants them in like the 12.5 to 12.3. So nothing major like it's gonna blow up, he said, but nevertheless, he said the fueling's just, I have a 250 in there from Lingenfelter I put in already. But the Warborough 450, he said that will get it done 100%. If that fixes it, great. If not, I'll be in touch with him and have other suggestions, but he thinks he says it's just not getting enough fuel for the 150 shot. So we tuned it for the 100 shot for tonight, which I'm on crunch time. I'm late already. I got the drag pack on the car, so we're gonna go to the drag strip right now and shoot the 100 shot. NA poles, I got the trans mount in just a second ago that delivered, so I gotta go. But that's it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe and share with your friends. Let me know if you have any feedback or how I can help you in any way. Other than that, we'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned for the 100 shot track pole and times and everything like that. I'll see y'all later. Peace.